just soloed, we've now built. What's up guys, we are continuing with our track from scratch. We've pretty much got all the elements we need in the track now for this to be a great template for you guys to take and then build your own track out. There's a few more little things I want to add. So in this video, I'm going to concentrate on building some sweeps and transitions. We've already done some using like reverse sounds and a bit of time stretching. I'm going to use alchemy probably and just create a sweep that you can manipulate yourself and always customize it to make it work exactly as you need. It's actually really simple to do. And we've just done a bit of organizing. I'm then basically going to get the track ready so we can start looking at some of the creative mixing, and then we're going to move on to the actual like detailed mixing phase, and then you'll be able to download the project. So let's jump into Logic.
Feeling heavy, but now I'm steady, going up from hitting the ground.
All right, so one thing I just want to highlight real quick for you in the Amen break, but if we drop it all down there, now all colored and named for you guys. So if we jump into the mixer and we open up this mixer stack, so you have a little white arrow at the bottom here, like boom. Just at a glance now, dark orange is going to be something snare related, lighter orange kick related, and the lighter yellow is something like cymbals related, whether it's hat, ride, or whatever. So just at a glance, you know where you're at when you run through it, and you can just look at it straight away and know exactly what you're doing with each one. Let's just hide those away. All right, so we've got like this whole section, nice melody and developing chords and bit, goes into this bassy bit, and I'm thinking like after this section it can probably break down, and I'll probably leave it into a breakdown so that you can then develop it into your own track and you've got all the elements that you really need. Yes, pretty much from there. So I do want it to build up, and I'm going to make a sweep rather than using the ones that we built here. So what we're going to do, we're going to add another alchemy track in. So we go up here into our plus, instruments and alchemy. And I did warn you at the start, I use alchemy for everything. So this time we're going to go File, Initialize Preset. And then we need to go into oscillator A here. It's the only one switched on. And what we need to do is go to its like second internal oscillator and just switch the noise on, and we'll leave that on white. And then we're going to actually switch the saw off like that. Now we just get the noise oscillator. And I'm going to use the low cut filter that's built into it and bring it up to about 150, somewhere around there, so that it never interferes with the kick and it's starting to really roll out around the bottom of the snare, but it's there for everything else. Just basically don't want any low end interference. And that's basically all we need to do for the moment. Now what I need to do is just go into this section, and we could build this up over this whole sort of 8 bars. We use our pencil tool here and just draw in block like that, and we can literally pick any old note. I for some reason like to keep it on key, so we go here and we want a note that covers that whole place just there. I'm going to zoom in, so just press Z, fill up pretty much the whole screen like so. And we want automation on, so it's already on. If not, just going to tap A, and we are going to switch from read to touch. And we're just going to bring alchemy up here. Let's go back over to the global page. I want to switch the filter over from this low pass 12 dB. We're actually going to switch it up so it's a much harsher low pass. We'll do the 24 dB edgy, might switch to the rich. We'll try it out and see what we like. So now, I'm going to move this cut off. We're going to move the resonance and the drive. So now we've got 3 automation lanes drawn in for ourselves. Zoom out a little bit, hit our little down arrow. If we hit the Z again, it will let us see all 3. Isn't that lovely? So we don't want this to come back up to 20 Hertz until right near the end. And I'm going to draw in a bit of a curve like so. We'll see how that performs. In terms of the resonance, I'm going to kind of go in the opposite direction and filter the resonance out like so. And we'll give it a little drive bump at the end. So let's try that out. so the drive comes in way too much. And this needs to be sort of edged out a little bit more like that, where it starts to really come up. There we go. And we've got really nice manual control over it, which is a nice touch. All right, now I'm just going to bring the loop slightly off the end like so. And we're going to bring alchemy up again because I don't want it to just mysteriously end. I do want it to have a bit of a tail off. So two things we're going to put in the effects. First, we're going to switch that one on and pop in a delay. Rate wise, I want it to be a bit quicker than that. So we're going to go, really importantly, take this off of touch and back onto Riiight because I've now automated that. But you know what? Sod it, I'm going to leave it in for fun. And we want to go rate of 16 on both sides, maybe with a tiny offset on one. And then I'm going to put the second effect on, and we are going to have a reverb, just acoustic reverb in that, balance it down sort of 20% dry and wet, and just leave it as it is and listen to it. And that fades off quite nicely. So just soloed, we've now built happy days. So let's just check it out in context of going through our track. Happy days, and that helps it tail off pretty nicely. Just going to rename it. Sweeper will do. And I'm just going to take the gain back on alchemy just a little bit. It's a little bit loud. We'll just take it back to about -16, somewhere around that region. And, yeah, that's pretty good. I might just take the other short sweep we used here and just see how that works. Copy the automation for it. Yeah, so that's nice and quick with a bit of delay on it. And because we've got the rides and things ended with the drums, they tail off nicely too. We can have a play around with that. And what I would do is basically just go back into this intro pad here. I'd literally have it start right off. Might even get away with not having the first chord in there, so we can kind of have a little wind down. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to slowly build the chord in on this particular one. So we'll start with the lower note and have that one come in there, that one come in there. So we're now going to go. Something we've never heard before in the track, but makes use of the sound palette that we've already got. Useful. All right, and I think in terms of all the tools we need, that is pretty much it. So in the next bit, what we're going to do, we're going to start doing the phase that I call creative mixing. This is where we're not looking to make the track sound perfect, but we're looking to make interesting things out of the sound. So that bass line, for example, I might look at doing some distortions and things like that to it, just to make it stand out a bit further. Not necessarily sound design, but creative mixing, things to catch the ear. So let's move on to that section.